Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going? It is Wednesday, October 29th. Coming at you. You've got me, Evelio Mattos, host of Packaging Unboxed. And you've got Cory the Caveman Connors.
Good morning.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Life is good, man. Things are settling in here over at Atlantic Packaging.
Yeah?
Loving my new role. It's exciting.
Well, it's good, man. And what's your new role?
Well, I am the host of the Sustainable Packaging Podcast, and I'm in sales and marketing here at Atlantic.
Okay, awesome. And then we don't have Adam, the pale man, Peak with us today, but
he's tanning, I believe. He's his car.
Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with Evelio Mattos, Adam Peak, and Cory Connors.
Oh, that was an old intro. We haven't done that one in a while.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Adam's not with us today. He's whining. He said he was tired or something. I don't know.
Something about his car blew up. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So we got a bunch of stuff. We got a few things. Last Wednesday, I believe we started talking about some new constructions, like what was really happening in packaging that was new.
Yeah.
I had Jim Peace reach out with a new structure that I thought was pretty interesting. I'll kind of share some of that in a minute. But other than some of these new, I hate to say other than these new things, what else is new? But like,
we're kind of in the middle of show season, I think, for packaging shows. There seems to be more every year, dozens all over the world, which is great, all with different focuses. So I'm excited. A couple events in the next few weeks, Coast Summit in California, and then the Sustainable Packaging Summit in Amsterdam or Utrecht this year.
Yeah. And so how do you choose what shows to go to, right? So if somebody's watching this and they're like, hey, I want to go to a packaging show, I want to see what's latest in packaging, or because there's so many, how do you pick the right one?
I only go to shows that add a lot of value, that are very interesting, something unique, maybe something I haven't been to before or I've heard great things about. So you and I get invited to quite a few shows, and if we went to every show we were invited to, we would never get any of our job done, which is not good. But it's also very valuable to attend these shows because you build connections with people that you can work with, and new suppliers, new customers, new relationships that are valuable. So I spent a few years investigating this issue and went to dozens of shows. One year, I think I did 28 shows and or events, and realized about a third of them were great, and then the rest were good, but maybe not worth the value or the time to go to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd love if you're watching and you go to packaging shows, I'd love to know what packaging shows you go to, in case there's one that we haven't seen. So, I was at London Packaging Week. We've talked about that a bit. I'll be heading to Luxpack in Paris, and then there's a one in like Packaging Premiere in Milan. There's a bunch that happen. I know you're going to a couple.
Yep.
But there's almost like these lanes in shows, right? There's some that are focused on design. There's some that are and it should be, but there's some that are focused on cosmetics, some on fashion, some on just sustainability, and then some on like manufacturing, right? And you have to pick what makes the most sense for you and what you do, because not all shows are the same, and they don't all add the same value to whatever it is that your position is.
Yeah. And you and I have a unique career path where we are kind of influencers in the industry, and people reach out to us and want us to promote their products or work with them to sell whatever they're producing, things like that. So we have kind of a unique look at things. But I think you're exactly right. If you make packaging machinery, then you probably don't want to go to Paris Packaging Week. unless it's specific to what the high end foods, the high end drinks, that kind of market. If you're satisfying that market, maybe valuable brands, things like that, then yeah, that would make sense. But if you're making stretch wrap machines, that's probably not your spot. But Pack Expo, yeah, that's exactly where you want to have that. You want to bring the machine with you and show it off, and you'll get lots of attention and lots of business from that. So you're exactly right. You have to choose your path.
So just taking a look at a couple comments. We've got a few here. We've got one here. How can we go sustainable packaging for healthy packaging? Do you know what healthy packaging is, Cory?
I don't.
All right. So if we're just talking about just in general, how can we go sustainable packaging, right? And this is from Gurgit Production. It really depends, right? When I get this question a lot, I'm sure you get this a lot. Like, how do I make my packaging more sustainable?
Mm-hmm.
That's a blanket question, and I think it always goes back to for me. You tell me what you think. For me, it's always, well, what does sustainability mean to you and your brand?
Yeah. And where are you today? What's your primer? How are you? Where are we starting? Are you using styrofoam? Are you? What's the example of what you're using right now? Would a 10% reduction in size be possible for the packaging that you're using? Things like that. There are different ways of looking at it. Sometimes just using less materials, sometimes using different materials. But this gets us way into the weeds of the questions that we ask people that come to us with those kinds of questions.
Yeah, I mean, you want to start like, what does it mean, and kind of go down the list. Is it material? Is it downside? Like, there's so many different avenues that you can take to make packaging more sustainable. But again, you have to have a goal. What's that North Star, and then how do you get there? Because it's not the same for every company. Richard's asking, hey, what's up, Richard?
Hey, Richard.
Is it worth attending all of those shows?
I think the answer for me was yes. I wouldn't do that every year, of course, because I really love being with my family.
Yeah, does you have family?
I'd like to stay married. Thankfully, I have a very understanding wife and understanding kids, but it was very straining on that family dynamic for that year. But I think it was a necessary kind of jump in with both feet ideas. But I wouldn't do that again. And but I do have a lot of people that come to me and ask me which shows were my favorite, and so I can only answer that from my perspective. Which ones were the most valuable for me and for building relationships in my network.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a lot, traveling and attending these shows. I mean, these shows can be multiple days. You're in a new city, and it's not like you're traveling and seeing the sites. You're going and you're working,
right.
8 hours. You're there. You're meeting people. You're meeting a lot of new people. You're walking the floor. You're looking at it's like a sensory overload. Sometimes, like, you leave there sometimes and you're like, I don't even know what I just saw. Like, I can't remember. It takes me a couple of days for it to filter through.
Yeah.
And the things that stick with you are the ones that are important. But no, I do agree, Richard, with being in person is really important. Getting to meet people, and I don't know. I tend to go and look at competitors, meet competitors, just try to kind of break down that wall of we compete, and more, hey, we're kind of on the same team. What issues are you having? Here's what I'm having. And then you talk to brands and potential clients, and you kind of hear what they're dealing with, or maybe what they've seen at the show that's interesting to them. That's always the question that I'd love to ask them is, hey, what have you seen here? Like, what's the one thing that stuck out? Because maybe I haven't seen everything.
Right.
Or like, hey, I haven't had a chance to walk the floor. What are you seeing that's great? What should I go see? And then from hearing what they tell you that's important to them, or something that stuck out to them, you can start discovering, like, what are some of the things that they're looking for?
Yeah.
Right? That's something I can offer. Or maybe that's something I can't offer, but I know somebody that can.
And then all of a sudden you're more valuable as an asset and as a partner to everyone that you work with. And I think that's where you want to get to, right? Is becoming the connector like we are, and being able to say, okay, brand X, you want to do this. I know that these people do that. That's not me, but here's a connection or two that I think can help you.
Yeah. So definitely, if you see a packaging show showing up anywhere near you, like make the time, go check it out, and then reach out to us. Maybe we're at the show. We'd love to see you. Kind of just skipping through here. We've got just a comment here. Now in India, they started to use Tetra Pak, but the machinery is not quite available in India. Question for you guys in the audience: how do you feel about Tetra Pak? Is Tetra Pak a sustainable solution for you, or is Tetra Pak maybe a less sustainable solution for you? I know what I think, but I'd love to hear what you guys think.
I think it's very valuable especially in places like India, where you need shelf stable for long periods of time, and they don't have the refrigeration techniques with the trucks and in the stores as much available. So I think that's where that shelf stable packaging comes in, and it's very valuable and necessary. And from a recycling standpoint, they are approved. They are on the recyclable list. They've got all of that. So there is a lot of positive there.
But do they recycle?
Right. Do people recycle those?
No. Are they actually being recycled? Right. Because you can be on a recycling material list.
Yeah.
You've got to hit certain specifications in order to be processed and separating requirements.
Totally.
I don't know that that's Tetra Pak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that it's widely available. So is a lot of that stuff going to landfill? Maybe. I can't say one way or another, but
yeah. And I think the question is, if those products, especially milk and things like that need to be refrigerated, if they're not in Tetra Pak packaging, if they weren't in Tetra Pak, would there be more waste and spoilage? So there's lots of ways to look at those things. But I think you and I totally agree that, we need to look at the whole life cycle of the product.
Yeah. And then Jim's comment here: any cuboid packaging maximizes volume and space, be more sustainable, right? So if you've got a cylinder and you pack out, 12 of those cylinders in a box to transport, you've got a lot of wasted space between those round circles, right? Like all those little square gaps.
Yep.
That's wasted space. Wasted space is not the most sustainable solution. You're packing more, you're shipping more. There's a lot more air, being transported. So you always want something with angles and that locks, and you don't have any gaps in transport. That is a great segue to this new.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, thank you. This is kind of cool. Let me see. I'll pull this image up here.
Oh, this would be a good question to get to after this from Chris Olson.
Yeah, let's see if I can share this. I'm not sure if I can. I have some issues with. Carrie saying she didn't know Tetra Paks could be recycled.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, they are recyclable, technically and literally.
Everything is technically recyclable.
Okay, so this is the new cube. This is what's it called?
So this is a stand-up pouch. So I can fit this on here a little bit better. Stand-up pouch that Jim sent me a picture of. I'm not a stand-up pouch guy. I don't sell stand-up pouches. I don't design stand-up pouches. But it's always great to see what's new out there. So this thing, if I understand it correctly, this runs on, if you can run stand-up pouches, then you can run this same thing. Benefit here is, again, you're getting that cuboid shape, reducing waste of space. This can run on a monomaterial pouch, which then makes that recyclable. Now, whether that gets recycled in your area or not, that's a different story. But this is a new shape and a new format. It has you've got this billboard space up here. It gives you a little bit of a three-dimensional aspect, and you can hang these. You can hang those.
I like how flat they sit. It just looks really sharp.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool solution if you're in that particular industry, right? If you're doing coffee, if you're doing kitty litter, if you're, pasta maybe. There's a lot of options here.
Yeah. I wonder if you could add a clear window. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Jim, can you do a clear front to this?
Oh yeah, it's called the Pouch 3. Yeah, those guys reached out to me. Seems like a good company, very innovative.
Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Again, I don't sell this stuff. I'm not a good, I don't know. I'm not a good sales guy for this, but you guys check it out. It might be interesting, something for you. Definitely something new, something pretty cool. Like I said, if you've got something cool and new happening out there, then definitely share it with us. We'd love to see it and share it with the rest of our audience.
I like Hugh's comment here, talking about the Cadbury's chocolate post. I think he's right, and what you were saying, Evelio, where you don't want to lose space in a shipper box. You don't want to just have voids in there because of the shape of your packaging. So this kind of squared off kind of container, or more square container, can be very effective. The same thing with a lot of those flexible pouches, though. If you can get a lot of those in a box, so these kinds of things make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking down the comments here. We've got another one for, we do have Chris Olson's comment, right? What low cost sustainable materials deliver a premium feel? Same as the sustainability question. Right? What does sustainability mean to you? What does premium feel like?
Yeah.
What does that feel like for your brand?
Or what does it look like? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you going to stand a pouch? Okay. Well, you're not going to go to a paperboard solution. That might feel more premium. So within the stand-up pouch category, are you doing like a soft touch? Can you add a texture?
Yeah, maybe a matte finish looks great. It looks more elegant. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you combining different inks? Are you doing metallics? Are you doing neons? Like, what makes that particular thing feel more premium? With maybe aluminum cans?
Embossing. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're in aluminum, then what would be a premium feel to that? I know when working with the United Sodas of America team, like they went with a matte label, a matte shrink sleeve, and that felt great. That felt premium. As soon as you grab that can, it was completely different to any kind of can that you held previous to that, because it wasn't slick. It had a little bit of a grip, a little bit of a texture to it. So instantly that communicated different. And through visual design and color, it communicated premium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of everything, right? It's like texture. How does it feel? How does it look? For me, sometimes it's like, how does it sound?
Right.
Right. If you got a higher pitch, it feels cheaper. If you've got a lower, deeper pitch, it feels more, it feels heavier and a more serious material.
More elegant, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot there. Going down here, we've got, you mentioned the Cadbury. That was a great post. I think it was Clayton Gons that posted that. I think Hugh posted that as well.
Yeah. We'll need to do some taste testing for sure.
Yeah. Going down the list here of just questions. LDPE, for example, could have a matte finish.
We need to get some more pack of the weeks going. So if you're out there listening or watching and you want to have us look over the packs that you're interested in, or you could suggest, send us a link to a new design and we can analyze it on the show as a group.
Yeah, we'd love to talk about your packaging. Before we get to can we solve it, start thinking about a question. What kind of questions do you want to ask us? Challenge us. Can We Solve is brought to you by the team at SmartSolve, who make water-soluble packaging. That's another material you can also look at for
very innovative. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also a great way that you can differentiate, create like a layered experience. I know I was looking at a few things where maybe, for example, it's something that's on a box or something that's on a jar, and you've got multiple layers of artwork.
Oh,
right?
cool.
And it's like if it's a packaging that needs to get wet, you can remove the art on the front. You've got a second layer below that. And then, it reveals another piece of art below that, right? Like you can
amazing.
Start to create like these different layer things. So there's a lot of things, or maybe just the packaging completely dissolves, which
right.
well.
They've got some great examples at SmartSolve. Really interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I know we wanted to touch on this the other day. Before we get to Can We Solve It, what's going on with chemical recycling?
A lot of different things happening there. A lot of mixed feedback. You and I have both heard that it's not the most sustainable alternative, but then there's people that are doing it successfully and saying, well, it's changing and we're more efficient now, and it's more sustainable today than it ever has been. So I'm excited to see what happens with it. If it could be a viable option, that would be great. If it could actually turn that waste into something that would be valuable in a way that isn't more abrasive to the environment, then that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I always see chemical recycling something that's way expensive,
Mm-hmm.
not realistic in today's world, at least in the US. It seems more viable in countries where they've got better separation at home, right? Because now you can have like specific materials, you know what that process is going to be like, you know the turnaround time for that material to be processed.
Yeah.
But in the US, where you've got just basically everything just gets dumped into either a blue bin or a green bin,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got MRFs that have to separate this stuff out, and you've got a lot of contamination.
They struggle with flexible films. It's not easy. The equipment they have isn't perfect yet, and won't be for years. But there are some things happening, like with Google's X project and things like that, that are making it so that those MRFs can sort by the material down to the polymer, which is incredible, in line.
Yeah, and Jerome, the answer to your question, is this recorded? Yeah, you can definitely catch us on YouTube or here on LinkedIn, and keep commenting, asking questions, and you can connect with everybody that's in the comments as well.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, man. So let's get to Can. All right, so question here. I'm going to give this to Cory.
Yeah.
Cory knows this. How much will it cost to install a Tetra packaging machine?
My understanding of Tetra Pak is they supply the machine at no cost. Now, I don't know if that means it's installed for free, but my understanding is they don't charge you for the equipment as long as you're buying the material in perpetuity. So it's kind of it's a reciprocating fee where they're going to earn their money back by, on the margin of the material itself. So I don't know where those machines are made. I know there's a few different brands. Tetra Pak is just one of them. I think there's a few other ones that are very popular globally. So yeah, I would reach out to them and see. And I would reach out to their competitors and ask them too. Say, hey, what would it cost to get a machine here in India? And is the material local? So my understanding is a lot of that material is actually made in India. So I think you'll be happy to hear that news.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like the printer razor model where you get the machine for free and then you got to pay on the material.
That's my understanding of the customers that I've spoken to about it, including some local people here in Oregon.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't realize that. I'm not a huge Tetra Pak fan from a sustainability side, but I do get it from a food protection, right, and food quality side. Then I just see a comment here from Jim saying EPR is going to change recycling, going to transform it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's certainly the intention. I agree, Jim. I hope you're right. I hope it happens. We need to collect these funds and do good things with them and not waste them. Hugh's got a peeve of the week here.
Oh yeah, we before we get to the peeve of the week, got Michael Gardner joining us. Sounds like flexible plate washout machines. Company makes money selling the materials, which again is that razor printer model. We'll get this last comment here, then we got to wrap it up. Peeve of the week: Planet Fitness generates a silly amount of paper towel waste. They only have one waste bin. Everything goes in there: paper, bottles, cans, garbage.
Such a simple move, Hugh. I agree totally. Paper towels drive me crazy. You should have a bin in the bathroom that is for the paper towels, and that those towels can be easily composted or
Can't they just
probably
have, like, one
recycled.
towel? Like
They can,
or one towel that everybody uses?
yeah, like the old days. Remember the towel that would
That you would go around in circles. Yeah. Come on, Hugh. Bring in one towel. You can share it with everybody.
Or those blower things. No waste there.
Reuse the same towel. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Let us know if you have any questions. Throw them in the comments. Check us out. I just did a podcast with Terry Campbell, who shut down his studio of 30 years because of AI. I don't know. That was crazy. I know Amazon's just released a bunch of people because of AI. I think AI is changing the world and what we're doing. I haven't seen it quite impact packaging just yet. And then Cory, do you have anybody coming on your podcast?
Yeah, very excited to have Senator Heidi Campbell on, Dave Ford, Jennifer Patrick from Patagonia. I've got a really great list. Mikey Pasciuto from Scrap. So excited for some of these guests coming up.
That's great. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll see you Monday. Yeah, Monday and Wednesday.